deep inside a great jungle, where the trees grew so tall their leaves touched the clouds, and the river sang as they ran over smooth stones, there lived a tiny ant named Zara. She was the smallest ant in her entire colony. Her legs were thin. Her body was no bigger than a raindrop. When she walked through the jungle floor, even the blades of grass stood taller than her. The other animals would pass by without even noticing she was there. A deer, a parrot, a great python sliding through the roots. None of them ever looked down. But Zara had a dream, a big dream, bigger than her tiny body could hold. She wanted to carry the largest seed in the jungle, a great mango seed, heavy as a river stone, all the way back to her colony, so they would have food for the long rainy season. One morning, Zara found the seed. It had fallen from the tallest mango tree in the jungle, golden and full, resting on a bed of wet leaves. Her heart jumped with joy. She gripped the seed with all 6 of her legs and began to pull, but it did not move. She pulled again, harder this time. Still, the seed did not budge even a little. Then Zara saw the real problem. Between her and the colony's home lay a massive fallen log, as wide as a river and as long as forever. A storm from the night before had thrown it across the path. Other ants from the colony had already come and gone. They had looked at the log and shaken their heads. "Too big," said one. "Too heavy," said another. "There is no way through," said the oldest ant, and she turned back. Zara stood at the base of that enormous log and felt very, very small. The jungle around her was loud and alive, but inside her chest there was a quiet question. What do I do when the path is completely blocked? Just then, a beautiful butterfly landed softly on the log above her. She looked at Zara with calm, ancient eyes and said quietly, "Little one, why do you stare at the top of the mountain when you have not yet looked at its feet?" Zara was confused. "What do you mean?" she asked. The butterfly smiled gently and flew away without another word. Zara looked up at the log. It was too tall to climb over with the heavy seed. It was too wide to walk around in one day. But then, she looked down. She looked at the very base of the log, where it met the jungle floor. The mud was soft there. The roots of old trees had left tiny spaces underneath, and Zara understood. She could not go over. She could not go around, but she could go under. So Zara began to dig. With her 2 front legs, she scraped the soft mud. She moved 1 grain of soil at a time, then another, then another. It was slow, painfully slow. The rain came and filled her tunnel. She dug again. A centipede passed through and destroyed half her work. She dug again. Her legs grew sore. Her body felt heavy. The seed sat beside her, waiting, patient, almost like it believed in her too. The other animals who passed by laughed softly. "That little ant," said a loud monkey from above. "She will never move that log. She should just go home." But Zara did not go home. She thought of her colony. She thought of the long, rainy season. She thought of the small young ants who would go hungry if no one brought food. And she kept digging. One night, as the jungle went dark and the fireflies came out, something extraordinary happened. Her leg broke through to the other side of the log. A tunnel, narrow, just barely enough, but enough. Inch by inch, Zara pushed the great mango seed through the narrow tunnel under the fallen log. It was tight. The seed scraped against the earth. The tunnel walls pressed in from every side. But she did not stop. And then, she was through. On the other side of the log, the morning light fell golden through the jungle trees. Zara stood there covered in mud, her legs trembling, her body exhausted. But behind her, safe, whole, and beautiful, was the seed. She pulled it the rest of the way home. When she arrived at the colony, everything went still. The other ants came out and stared. The oldest ant, the one who had turned back, looked at the seed, then looked at Zara, and said nothing for a long moment. Then she said softly, "We all saw the log. Only you saw the way through." That rainy season, because of one small ant, the whole colony had enough to eat. In life, we will all meet our fallen log, a problem that seems too big to climb over, a challenge that seems too wide to walk around, a situation that looks, from every angle, completely impossible. And we will hear voices, from outside and from inside, that say, "Turn back, there is no way through." But Zara was not the strongest ant. She was not the biggest. She was not the fastest. She was only the one who did not stop asking, "Is there another way?" When the path above is blocked, look below. When the front door is closed, find the small space at the bottom, because the obstacle in your path is not the end of your journey. It is the very place where your journey becomes something great. The tunnel Zara dug that night, the whole colony walks through it to this day. What looks like your hardest struggle may become the path that others follow for years to come. So do not give up, little one. Dig a little deeper. Push a little further. The other side is closer than you think.